all around America, parents have to tell their kids, do not behave like the President of the United States.
Now, Trump has personally attacked you, and this week he called you Little Shifty Schiff, which many Jewish writers have pointed out uses a historically anti-Semitic trope. Do you have a response to some of the anti-Semitic attacks that we have seen coming from the administration and their supporters?
Yes, it was pretty rich to watch the president tweet about anti-Semitism yesterday. This is an issue in which he has no standing. This is the same guy who said there were good people on both sides of a neo-Nazi march in Charlottesville. And he's made other comments that have been equally anti-Semitic tropes. The Jews will never support me because I don't take their money. He said things along these lines. So he's not in a position to really comment about this. In terms of his comments about me, they have been all over the map, and most of them pretty childish. It's an astonishing thing that all around America, parents have to tell their kids, do not behave like the President of the United States. Do not speak like the President. Do not use words like the President. Do not bully like the President. The President is now an example, but an example of what young people are taught not to do. That's pretty breathtaking. I think that so much of what we have seen in the bile on social media, in the degree to which our political dialogue has been debased, stems from having someone of low character in the Oval Office. I think Americans always understood that character was an important quality in the president, but only now do we see what its absence really means. And the immorality of this president infects all of government, and indeed I think it goes beyond government. I was very struck, for example, after Dr. Ford testified, and the president went out to one of his rallies, and he was mocking Dr. Ford, and people were laughing at her. And you thought back to her testimony about the most painful thing about the assault on her was people laughing. And as I watched those gleeful faces behind the president laughing at the trauma that she had been through, I thought to myself, his lack of decency is affecting the whole country, infecting the whole country.
When he makes insults like that against you personally, do you see an increase in attacks from his supporters also on you? Do you see sort of this direct correlation?
Yes, we can certainly tell when he's out there on the stump attacking me or tweeting attacks. Our phones light up, the social media stuff goes crazy, and it's very incendiary. And just the level of personal animus is just off the chart. It's a terrible trend. Now, it began before Donald Trump, but Donald Trump has been like the fuel to the fire. And that isn't going to change as long as he's in office. I think he's going to continue to roil the waters. He feeds off it. I don't think it was any surprise that he gave this 2-hour endless speech before CPAC.
After hugging the American flag.
Hugging the American flag. I loved Colbert's comments that flag was the first flag in U.S. history to volunteer to be burned. But I think, the reality is he went before that crowd and he spoke to them for 2 hours because he needed the adulation. The summit he'd just come from was an utter fiasco and a failure. His personal lawyer of 10 years had just made the most incriminating testimony in open session. He thrives after the adulation of his supporters, and he thrives at attacking his adversaries and just sowing division. And he knows there's no other way for him to get elected or re-elected than by poisoning American against American. It's a strategy of tearing down.